Hey guys, it's Misty from the Bookrat, and hopefully I can get this book haul recorded before my camera dies. Alright, so I've got a little stack of books, of course, I always do. So I figured while I've got a chance, I'll go ahead and record it for you. So these are all things that have come in my mailbox for review over the past couple weeks, pretty much since ALA. First up, Among the Janeites by Deborah Yaffe. This, of course, is for Austen and August, and as the title would suggest, it's a look at the Jane Austen fandom, and just sort of how it's developed and grown over the last few decades and couple of centuries, and how different everyone is within the fandom, but yet how passionate they really are. Sounds really cool, right up my alley, and I love this cover. This one will be coming out right at the beginning of August, so by the time you're seeing this, it's probably out. Memory by Christophe Marzi. This is from Hachette UK, so I'm not sure if this is going to be coming out in the US or when, if it does. But it is a ghost story set in a cemetery, and I did an excerpt of this one. I'm not sure if it's up by the time you're seeing this, but when it is, I will link it here. And I believe this one comes out in the UK in August as well, but again, don't know if or when it will be coming out in the US, though it was originally published in German, so it is already out in Germany. Unbreakable by Cami Garcia. This is the first in the Legion series. I did an excerpt of this one as well, and also showed you the really cool packaging that it came in, so make sure you check that out. Cami Garcia, of course, you probably recognize from her Beautiful Creatures series, which she wrote with Margaret Stoll. This one comes out in October, and the packaging and the synopsis have me intrigued, so I'm definitely going to try to work it in before it comes out. So keep an eye out for that, and thank you, Little Brown. Another unsolicited that sort of made me squeal is Sorrow's Knot by Erin Bow. I was a really big fan of Plain Kate and was kind of stalking Erin Bow a little bit to see when her next book was going to come out. And so my current review for Sorrow's Knot is something about being the first one to mark this as to read because I added it. I was like on her blog waiting for her to announce something, and the minute she did I was like, ooh, Sorrow's Knot. So needless to say, I've been waiting for this one for a couple years now, and I'm definitely ready. It sounds really cool, the cover is intriguing. It doesn't come out until October or November, I think. November. So, still a little bit of a wait on this one, but I will be reviewing this for you guys because I can't wait to dig in. And I did open it up when I got here just to kind of read the first, couple pages or sentence or whatever, and it was a struggle to put down. Let me just read you this first sentence. The girl who remade the world was born in winter. That is an excellent first sentence. I will be digging into this one probably as soon as I'm through Austen in August, and maybe a couple more ALA reads that come out sooner. I can't wait. I also got a copy of Crossed by Ali Condi, which is the second in the Matched series. I won this at my library book club. I have read and reviewed Matched, and though I liked it and was really kind of in it while I was reading it, when I was done I sort of reflected on it, and it started to fade from memory faster than I would have liked, and there was just a little bit of a cardboardness. So I didn't like it enough to really prioritize the rest of the series, but I did like it enough that I did want to eventually get around to reading them. I have heard that the second book, the middle book, really suffers from sophomore slump, but I do have it now, so one of these days I will read it. I also got an audiobook copy of Ostentatious by Alyssa Goodnight from Alyssa Goodnight for Austen in August. Alyssa will be part of Austen in August, so make sure you check that out. And I think that's all I got, but it feels like something's missing, so maybe I'll pop on here again. Just got another book in the mail, which is The Fairest of Them All by Carolyn Turgeon. This is an adult fairy tale retelling of Rapunzel, but it also works in the story of Snow White, and I'm really curious to see how those two stories work together. I did open it up and read the first chapter of this and loved it, so I'm actually going to do an excerpt for you guys. So if you want to hear the first chapter of this one, go ahead and click here. Alrighty, since this haul still hasn't gone up, and I keep getting books, I'm gonna just keep adding things on. So, additionally, I got a second copy of Nothing Can Possibly Go Wrong by Prudence Shen, illustrated by Faith Erin Hicks. The difference with this copy being, it's signed by Faith. Talked about this one before, so you guys know I love this one. It will be joining the signed shelf, and my other copy will go in a giveaway. Along with that came The Girl Who Soared Over Fairyland and Cut the Moon in Two by Catherine M. Valenti. This is the third book of the Fairyland series. Here are the first two with their super long titles. This one comes out in October, and of course I'm super excited because I love this series. I can't wait to get back in and find out what September's getting up to, and I have to say I think I've missed Elle, the Wiverary, the most. I like Elle. I also really like September Shadow. Definitely excited about that. Keep an eye out closer to the release date for my review of it, though I'm sure I'll be talking about it more before then. So those two came from Ksenia from Macmillan, so thank you very much. You guys know she's awesome. I talk about her all the time. Speaking of people that I talk about, I feel like I've been talking about epic reads a lot. We had the Literary Families book chat last month that was epic reads inspired. I participate in Tea Time every Wednesday and I talk about that, so keeping with the epic reads goodness. They do book giveaways every week for Tea Time, and I was one of the winners last Tea Time, so my Tea Time win came. They sent me Defy the Dark, which is an anthology of short stories edited by Sandra Mitchell and featuring all of these people. I love stuff like this because it lets me try out an author's style if I haven't read them yet, and often introduces me to authors I haven't heard of or hadn't intended to read, so that's always really exciting. Definitely excited to see what Rachel Hawkins contributed to this, especially since it's a collection centered on, you know, darkness. And she's got such a sort of fun, bubbly style, so I'm curious to see what she does. Also very curious for Carrie Ryan's, because I really like her short stories. And there are a few other authors that I've read but I've never read short stories from, so I'm curious to see how they adapt their style to a shorter work. And then there are a bunch that I haven't even read anything from before, so definitely curious to check out their styles. So excited for that one. Thank you, Epic Reads. And lastly, from Henry Holt, I got The Love Affairs of Nathaniel P by Adele Waldman. I love this cover. I love it. It's so simple but so striking. So this was kind of an odd edition. I got an email from someone at Henry Holt saying that even though this is not a Jane Austen retelling, that they thought it might be a really good fit for Austen in August. Adele has been drawing a lot of comparisons to Jane Austen in the way that she sort of observes human interaction and portrays it, and it just sounded really interesting. Of course, I was caught by the cover. The reviews of it have been phenomenal. This is a debut. And I researched Adele a little bit when I got the email, and she's written a bunch of Jane Austen-y articles for Slate and things like that, so that was all I really needed to convince me. So I will be reading this one for Austen in August, which means super, super soon. So I gotta get a move on that. Now I am about to go and record this haul and finally get it up, so that really is the end for this one. Yeah. The end. So that was all for this haul. Let me know what you think of the books that I got in the comments, and of course stop by Austen in August, which is starting soon. I'm also going to have a couple of excerpts up today for various reasons, so make sure to check those out as well. And that is all for me for now. As always, happy reading!